again, the type of people that I've been able to interact with as a part of the sport have really solidified my love for the game. I had 5 ushers in my wedding, and 4 of them were teammates. The other one was my brother.
I think it's one of the greatest sports there is. There's a lot of scoring, a ton of scoring. It's fan-friendly. It's fast-paced, and kids like to have fun with it. It's great for coaches. It's intense.
It's a tight-knit community, and I'll tell you what the reference I always make is, you can be sitting in an airport and you watch a guy walk by with a bag and a football helmet on his bag, and you kind of watch him walk by. But you see a guy walk by at a lacrosse stick, he'll always stop him and say, "Where did you play?" And one thing I like about it is once he starts talking about where he played, he knows about 5 other people that you know. So it's kind of like a brotherhood.
So it's that type of game. Somehow we seem to attract a unique breed that become pretty rabid about the sport and good guys who look out for each other.
It's got a little bit of basketball, a little bit of football, ice hockey, combination of all the sports that we've seen growing up. It has, and I think it's fun to watch, certainly for the fans, and it's great to coach.
I just love the camaraderie between the guys. I love the aspects of it being similar to a sport like basketball, where it's kind of free-flowing motion, but at the same time, it's also some set pieces, some different things that you can do on defense, deceptive elements. I mean, there's so much that goes into the game that just makes it exciting and makes it fun.
Well, I've had a chance to coach out at The Ohio State University, and I've watched the sport become just from the youth level all the way up through high school, it's just become huge. And they've gone from 20 high school programs to over 80 in the 11 years I was there at Ohio State, and it's great to see. And the same thing's going on down in the Carolinas, which is a great thing. So we're excited with that growth. We're trying to do everything we can and reaching out to the community, and we actually have our blue-white games all throughout the state of North Carolina. So the growth has been enormous, and anything we can do as college coaches to help that growth, we're going to do.
The good talent is out there, and it's all over the place. I can tell you from the perspective of being in Florida, even when I got the job at St. Leo 6 years ago, there were very few college-level players playing high school lacrosse in Florida, and now that is certainly not the case. The days of me being able to sit back and get the local kids are done, because I'm seeing more and more colleges from outside the region come down and do their recruiting in Florida. So the national growth of the game at the high school level is incredible.
What I tell players today, I see a lot of is fundamentals. I mean, the young players have to have fundamentals. I mean, they have to be able to throw and catch. I always tell my guys when I get them on the field, I mean, I think I can X and O with the best of them, but if you can't throw and catch, doesn't do you any good. So I always tell young players, just concentrate on doing the things right as a young player. Then when you get older, I mean, it's going to pay off tons for you.
When you're talking about the youth player, this is a skill set sport. Being big, fast, and strong is nice, but if you don't have the skill set, you're never going to succeed. I'll use a hockey analogy. You have a big, fast, strong kid, that's great. If they can't skate, they can't play. So making the stick skills and the acquired skills, the things that you can't be born with, making those second nature is important when you're developing the youth player.
Well, I think the skill, I think working on their stick skills is the biggest thing. There's a lot of great athletes there playing the game, but some of them aren't as skilled as they need to be. So I think working a wall, just finding a wall, going out, throwing the ball against the wall, and getting better and using both hands, I think is a big part of what college lacrosse is all about.
I think lacrosse is a sport you need to work on your own a little bit. So if you're going to break into high school lacrosse, what I always tell kids, I'm sure you've heard this many, many times before, but your best friend is a wall. Right? If you can't throw at mom and dad, or you don't have a brother or somebody to throw with, I mean, you get on a wall somewhere and just throw and catch, and just all you do.
I cringe at the specialization of the high school athlete right now. Most of these guys who are at this convention right now, who are coaches and had good college careers as players, played 2 or 3 sports in high school. And I do cringe when I get a recruiting questionnaire back from a kid and it says they don't play anything but lacrosse.
At the college level, they want a multifaceted player, not just playing lacrosse year-round is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but it just creates a better athlete when you're playing different sports, because different muscles, different sports, different techniques, it just makes you an overall better athlete.
We're the same sport fundamentally, X's and O's wise as basketball. I love basketball kids. The stick-eye coordination of a hockey kid is fantastic. The skilled position players in football tend to be very good lacrosse players. Lacrosse is important. You do have to develop those skills. Don't quit playing football. Don't quit playing basketball. Don't quit playing ice hockey as a high school kid.
You know, obviously, when you talk about the physical attributes, you know, there's the size, the speed, the skill, and those things are important. What we really talk about is how competitive the young man is, what type of integrity he has, both on and off the field, his toughness between the lines. Those are things where I think the kids can really separate themselves from some of the other athletes out there, especially now with the growth of the game. There's so many great athletes playing the game, and the skill level is as high as it's ever been. And the depth of talent is better than it's ever been. So to be able to separate yourself is, you know, to kind of show those other attributes about your personality, your toughness. Those things are the things that we really look for, you know, for kids to kind of separate themselves.
Breaking the college lacrosse, I think it's the same thing. It's like, you know, people always want to know the secret to success in life, and it's simple. It's work. Work at your game. Work at your studies. You know, be a good person. You never know when somebody's watching you. You never know when somebody's evaluating you.
I think it's important for you to recruit yourself. That's what we kind of say is if you find a place or a list of schools that you're interested in, you need to be proactive on your end as a student athlete.
For guys and kids, it's so important to realize that as a kid, no matter where you are, it's you marketing yourself. I think a lot of people don't understand that, where coaches aren't just going to come looking for you at every avenue. You need to go out and you need to find the opportunity that's going to be a best fit for you. You need to pursue that opportunity. You need to market yourself and put yourself in a position where people go, we've got to have this kid.
So to find a list of schools that you think is a good fit for you both academically and athletically, and really and be aggressive with those schools and those coaches. There's only so much talent that we can see. I think a big part of our recruiting process is also making sure that the kids are actually interested in us as well.
What I tell my high school players is you need to go to camps. Okay, you got to get that exposure. Let the college coaches see you. And it doesn't, in my opinion, you don't have to be like the greatest player, but if you're just a good athlete, you're a hard worker, you know, you're just a good citizen, I mean, things are going to happen for you.